For dramatic effect, here I am. I eat an apple. It's midnight. Is it midnight? No, it's past midnight. It's like 2 in the morning. I think it's 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning on the Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, people may not want to admit it, but it's true. What's true? Mm. Misery loves company. That's you do. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the one person in the chat. Sometimes the reality is folks want you to be miserable with them. Misery wants you to stay with it, deep down in despair. But the reality is, I got things to do. I got time to be sitting around being miserable. I got time to be sitting around worrying about being down in the dumps. But the reality is, you know, misery loves company. Misery loves to keep you on the pity pot, loves to keep you soaking, feeling sorry for yourself. Thank you for the 3 people in the chat. 2 thumbs up. Appreciate you. What's up, size dad? Misery. No, I'm here to support you. Yeah. Thank you, size dad. Appreciate it. This is not a miserable live stream. This is not a miserable broadcast. This is just a reminder. People know. Sometimes we need to be reminded. Sometimes it's about the people that we hang out with, the people that we, associate with, the people that we work with. Sometimes it's about the folks that have negative influences in our life. Sometimes we have to separate ourselves from those particular situations and, people and things, places and stuff like that. Joe Drilly, appreciate you. You know, but folks just love that. And my thing is, life is too short for that. I mean, I got a lot of living to do. I got a lot of beautiful things to do. I got a lot of places to go, a lot of people to see. You may not believe it, but things are happening. You know what I'm saying? So, if you find somebody around you that's miserable, that's bringing you down, or you see something or some habit, sometimes you got to get rid of it. Got to keep my 3 watches. Thank you, Roki. I appreciate you live from Jersey. I didn't even know you were up right now. But yes, this is what it is. My thing is this. There's a lot of living to do, man. There's a lot of positive things going on. Don't get me wrong. Folks is going to go through some things. You're going to experience some stuff. You're going to feel some type of way, about life and stuff that it throws at you. But don't sit on the pity pot. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't allow other people around you to take you down and bring you down in whatever situation that you may be going through. If you see some negative folks over there complaining over there, you leave them complaining over there. If there's people constantly telling you why things ain't working out and why it ain't happening, then, you let them be over there. You know, you be around some positive people, some folks that's going to inspire you, people that's going to lift you up. You know what I'm saying? Not to say you're going to have an inspirational situation going on, but you have people that's going to push you, that's going to motivate you, that's going to tell you, get off your behind, stop playing games, get your head back in the game and do what you got to do, because there's, the reality is there's a lot of negativity out there, what's going on, Keith? I see you, fam. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. My thing is I have to be careful when I'm dealing with certain people and the conversation's getting too negative and folks is doing what they do. Let me take a bite of this apple. Mm, mm. Apple a day. Keep the doctor away. But yeah, when I find folks getting too negative and bringing me down, I'm putting me in a bad mental space and a bad aura, bad vibes. I gotta move away. I gotta come back. I gotta reset. And then I'm back. Bam. You know what I'm saying? I do that. But, thank you, Michael Forberger, for coming through. And you folks know, I'm not telling you nothing new. Sometimes we just need those reminders. Sometimes those people are our family members. Sometimes those people are our co-workers. Sometimes those are people, our friends, people we really care about. Sometimes they own our children. What's going on, Click? I see you out there, all the way from Florida. I appreciate you. Got Jersey, got New York, got California somewhere in there, probably somebody from another country in here. I appreciate all you folks, all 6 of you, for being here. It is what it is. I appreciate you. Like I said, I ain't saying nothing new to you. I ain't saying nothing revolutionary. I ain't saying nothing outstanding. Sometimes you just gotta cut the dead weight. Sometimes you gotta cut the cancer out. And it's hard sometimes because sometimes these people that are miserable, this company that we keep that's bringing us down. Sometimes these are people we love. Sometimes these are people we care about. Sometimes those are ride or dies. Sometimes those are folks that's really down for the cause, so we thought they was down for us. And then it just comes down to where people are putting you in a negative space. People have bad habits, and people want to pull you into those bad habits. I look at like the analogy of the stairs. It's like I got somebody at the bottom of the stairs, and I'm climbing up 2, 3 steps, and I see this person. Maybe they climb up 1 step, but this is 5 steps, and I'm on the third step, so I got to go down a step to try to pull them up to the second step, and I can't. So now I got to go down another step, and then they fall off, and I'm going down on the last step to try to pull them up. And then next thing you know, we're down at the bottom with each other instead of trying to pull each other up. And then sometimes you got a crab in the barrel mentality where you're trying to get up and you're trying to do your thing. And then, like the crabs pull each other down in the barrel. You see a crab almost climbing out the barrel, and then the crab grab the leg, and you ain't going nowhere. So, when you have those type of things, you have to pull yourself away. And sometimes it's hard because some of those folks that are like that, some of that company that's around us are things that we love, or people that we love, situations that we love. It could be relationships with the side piece, or, relationships with, somebody we thought it was going to work out with. And you got to look at where your life is going. If it's taking you through a whole bunch of negative choices and situations and stuff like that, maybe it's time to separate yourself from it. But it's not always that cut and dry, because at the end of the day, you know what? We have a feeling, we have commitments. Sometimes there's money involved. Sometimes there's all kind of legal situations going on. Sometimes there's emotions and stuff like that. And you're like, wow, I don't know. I got kids by this one. I don't know. I'm in business with this person. I don't know. I'm just used to it. I don't know. This is my mistress or my side piece or something. I don't know. This is my side dude, or whoever the case may be. Whatever the situation may be. But I say to anybody, if you're looking to do something worthwhile, uplifting, upbuilding, positive in this life, sometimes you just got to cut the dead weight. And a lot of times people, like to see you just miserable with them. Folks don't mind if you stay in one spot. I've been married 38 years. You get used to it. That's funny, big guys. Thank you for coming through. Oh, well, I don't know where to go with that one, but sometimes you get used to it. But I digress on that one. I haven't been married 38 years. That's as long as I've been on this earth. You know what I'm saying? I've been an OG on this earth for almost 38 years. So I wasn't even a twinkle in the eye when you got married, big guys. Oof. I was talking about marriage one time on here, and when we got real deep, Bumblebee Junction, shout out to him. We were in the chat, and he was talking about marriage and what is love, and love is like something without judgment or something like that. I forgot what he said. Love is the absence of judgment. That's what he said. And we got into a deep conversation. So marriage, I'm not as qualified to speak on that. I'm married to these streets. I'm married to this YouTube life. YouTube for life. Nah, but seriously though, yeah, sometimes you just got to cut the dead weight. Sometimes you got to let things go. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Sajad. It was a good conversation, though. I think you were there as well. Great conversation. But, sometimes you just got to cut the dead weight. Sometimes you got to get away from those miserable situations. You got to get away from those miserable people. And it's sad sometimes because, like I said, you could really be feeling a person. You could really, be endearing to a person. And then sometimes, just the negative attitude, the negative vibe, just the nonsensical nature of it, just the miserable, part of it can bring you down. If I'm around people that's bringing me down, then I have to separate myself. And I've had to do that recently. I've had to separate myself from people that were bringing me down. I hate to do it. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's people that you thought, had your back and was really there for you. It hurt. It hurt, man. But that miserable thing, that miserable vibe, I can't do it. I gotta live, man. I gotta live. Sometimes it brings on stress. Sometimes you find yourself losing sleep. Sometimes you find yourself losing money. You know what I'm saying? Not eating properly. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. This is real talk. I'm not just saying this. This ain't just for a live stream. This is real talk. Sometimes you could be around, somebody and have a bad association. It's like one of the scriptures I like to quote. It's like bad associations spoil useful habits. And it's just real like that. I mean, y'all know what I'm talking about. Sometimes we are that negative person in somebody else's life. Sometimes other people, that negative person, or that negative influence, I mean, it's about being realistic with yourself about it. Like I said, I ain't trying to preach to nobody. I'm just talking. We just having a conversation. No pressure, but you know what I'm talking about. Old, young, skinny, fat, gay, straight, you know what I'm talking about, And sometimes if you want to be in a good mental space, you got to say, nah, I'm good. You stay over there. You know, I'm gonna live over here. And sometimes people be doing you a favor, man. When they separate themselves from you, or you got to be separated from them, they thinking they're hurting you. What's going on, Cheryl? I see you. Appreciate you. Love you for coming through. Like I said, try to have uplifting, upbuilding people around you, people that's gonna be real with you. I try to have people around me that's gonna challenge me, that's not afraid to tell me the truth, but at the same time, it's not willing to tear me down and just, toss me to the side like a piece of trash, because it's entertaining to them, and thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate you for coming through again. And the misery loves the company because, the misery doesn't want to be by itself. Miserable people don't want to be sitting over there by themselves going through it and struggling. Sometimes folks just want to know, that, what, you don't think like you're better than them because you're doing better than them. Sometimes people just want you to, be doing bad so they can have entertainment and stuff like that. And they can look at you in a negative light and say, ha, I'm doing bad, they're doing bad too. And I try to not make my life entertainment and fodder for somebody else. If you're not careful, depending on who you're around and who you're giving your information to and who you're confiding in, and where you're spending your time and what you're doing with it, you can wind up in the midst of miserable people, miserable things, miserable habits. Taking yourself down bad situations into destructive thoughts. Idle hands or whatever the case may be. Like I said, but like I said, you kind of get that. You kind of get where I'm coming from. Like I said, I'm not saying anything revolutionary. This is just a reminder. These are just my thoughts, and you folks know what it is. Harden 5, Harden is in the house. I see you. I see you, Harden. Thank you for coming through. You in the house, thank you for being here. Hey, brother, I see you back. Salute to you. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to Cheryl. Salute to Keith. 805 Roll King, if you're still there. Joe Thrilly, Size Dad, Big Guys. All the creepers in the background, the lurkers, my man Click. It's all good. Hello to all of you. Appreciate you for being here on a Saturday night. I try not to get too deep, but some of my conversations are a little bit serious, what I'm saying? A little bit real, just a little bit. Just a little bit. I gotta leave the liquor alone. I see you, Road King. I appreciate you for being here. But like I said, y'all get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because folks, like I said, you don't want to be around people that's gonna depress you, man. You don't want to be around folks. You might need a psychiatrist afterward, or you might need a priest or something. Yeah, nah. I appreciate the likes. People been looking out on the likes, Cheryl. I appreciate that. Tonight, this ain't even about the likes. This ain't even about the watch time. This ain't even about the views, even though I'm gonna get all that. This is just about something that I felt like I needed to talk about because the timing on this is perfect. As far as just understanding and whatnot. Some people can cause misery when you separate yourself. They see it as your fault, blind to the truth. I agree with that, big guy. Sometimes that happens, man. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you just blind to the truth. And sometimes sometimes people don't want to see the whole picture. And you hate to say it like that, but sometimes that's just the case. And sometimes, as much as we may not want to separate ourselves sometimes from people, sometimes we have to. There's people that I love, there's people that I cared about, there's people with my heart that I couldn't see myself, not being around, where I had to let them be, had to cut them loose, had to say, you know what, you live your life. I pray for you, I hope the best for you and your family, and I just keep it moving. There's some folks you don't want to do that, you know. You know, so it's hard. It's hard sometimes, And sometimes when that folk is your family, or that folk is a spouse, or that folk is somebody you thought that was really down for you like that, it can hurt. It can really hurt. There's times when I don't even want to go outside, So, but it's like that. Life goes on. That's why you get past the misery into, the part of it that's really like, like about positive things, uplifting, upbuilding. You want to have fun. You want to be around people that's going to encourage you, that's going to inspire you, that's going to make you laugh, that's going to make you think. If you got to cry, you crying about something good. It's not just always bad. It's like somebody had to remind me when I was younger, coming into work with a negative attitude. They said, come on, young man, you can't tell me at 7 o'clock in the morning you got an attitude. Everything ain't always good. Things is bad all the the time, people remind you. They put you in that space. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where, you know, be realistic about who you are and who you hanging around and the influences that you have on a person and they have on you and vice versa. You know, you kind of know where I'm coming from or whatever the case may be. People are adding you big guys, but what the thing I will say is do not pressure big guys. Big guys is a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you're gonna go to big guys, you know, show some real support, some love to the man. And if he likes, you know, in return what you got to say, then you know, maybe you get that support back. You know, no pressure to anybody to go to anybody's channel. Like I said, this is not a self for self situation or nothing like that. This is just, you know, a real chill kickback. You know, like I said, it's one of those things where people want to support each other. They support each other, but that's at your own discretion. You know, and if you go to somebody else's, you know, channel, viewer discretion advised. But that's another story. You know, thank you, Cheryl. Appreciate that. But yeah, you know, like I said, the company you keep is important. You know, like you've heard the saying before, you are the company that you keep. If you want to find out who a person is, you just look at the five people that they hang around the most. And those will tell you who that person is and what that person is about. And if you see a person that's always miserable, you know, then look at the company that they keep. If you see somebody that's positive and they're always fighting and striving and doing, you know, yeah, Cheryl, then you look at the people that they're around. You know, sometimes you have a mixture. Sometimes you have a mixture of the positive, the negative, whoever, you know, folks around that you're trying to help or whatever that you're trying to inspire or lift up, or the case may be. And sometimes, you know, you just have to love them and let them go, or love them from a distance, or just be who you are from a distance. And sometimes people may take it personal, but I'd rather you have it take it personal from a distance than be right next to me and tearing me down and making me feel bad in my face. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to live without it, and you learn to move on. You know, you learn to grow from it. You learn to just say, you know what, hey, I don't have any hate in my heart towards you, but I'm not going to have you or that negative things around me. Happy Friday to you. It's still Friday, but hey, OKC, welcome. And it probably is still Friday. Where you at? Um, yeah, because you some time behind me or whatever, I guess from the Midwest. So, yeah, happy Friday to you. It's Saturday here on the East Coast, but nothing but love for you. Appreciate it. You know, forgiveness is powerful. Yes, Truth Seeker. Forgiveness is powerful. That's if the person wants to be forgiven and you have that forgiveness in your heart. I tell people never force forgiveness. Never force forgiveness. Force forgiveness is always, 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 always a bad thing because it's not real. You know, you're just saving face. You're faking it. You know, like I said, you know, why fake it? You know, then you're basically lying at that point. But if you have forgiveness in your heart, you want to forgive that person. If that person has enough within them to be forgiven, and y'all want to come to that consensus, and people want to really change, then that's what it is. You know, yeah, okay, see, it's all good. Sometimes people do things that can never be forgiven. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they do, big guys. But those things sometimes are so few. You know, it's like from the Prince of Tides. I don't know if anybody saw the Prince of Tides or read the Prince of Tides. They said amongst family, when it comes to family, there's nothing that's unforgivable when it comes to family. You know, so you know it depends on how close you are. If you're not like family with that person or whatever the case, or that person isn't family, then you know maybe there are things that are not forgivable. But when it comes to family, you know, there's nothing that's unforgivable, or so it is said, you know. But I get where you're coming from, big guys, because sometimes people can hurt you to the core. Sometimes people can really hit there to the heart, and sometimes when they go straight for the heart, it's hard to recover from that. Sometimes damn near impossible to recover from that. When you just take the dagger and you just say, you know, I'm gonna go for the heart. You know, I know that was graphic, forgive me, you know, but you get what I'm saying. So, you know, sometimes people just hit you at the right spot at the right time. And when you have people like that, it's hard, it's challenging, it's rough. But sometimes you have to separate yourself from that, especially if that's a dangerous situation. And this is just something from situations that, you know, I've seen, I went through. I'm talking that I'm not speaking, you know, in particular, at least to anybody online or anything like that. This is stuff just me personally offline, stuff like that I'm talking about from my experiences and things that I go through offline and whatnot. So, yeah, you do have those situations where, you learn that the misery does love company, and you're reminded from time to time, that, hey, yeah, there's some things you just have to separate yourself from, some people that you just got to let go. And on that note, I'm not going to really keep y'all too long. You know, y'all got the gist of it. Y'all know the reminder. I appreciate y'all folks for being here on a Saturday morning with me. You will see me again soon, sometime eventually. Desert Pioneer. Yeah, I hope you had a great week. My week was okay. Hard to make it. Yeah. I get you there. I get you there, big guys. I get you there. Definitely. Somebody tax your family. That's what it is. I appreciate you as well, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you for everybody that came through and that supported and showed love. Thank you, besides that. Thank you for everybody that commented. Thank you for just being here and just listening to me talk. Whether you agree or disagree, sending positive vibes what you have. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Joe Thrilly. Thank you. Take care. Spread love as always. It's the Brooklyn way. For dramatic effect, I will do this.